Back here on Box to Box, Francis Maxwell, Kevin Egan. We're returning stateside here, Kev. We've talked Champions League football, but there's another big competition going on, and that is the MLS Cup. Simple question, Kev. Who you got?
Oh man, this is a really, really tricky one. Think about this, Francis. You've got a team that was formed in 2009. Seattle is their first MLS Cup. A team like Toronto, who've been around for 10 seasons. This is their very, very first MLS Cup and their first playoff appearance last season. So both these fan bases have been tortured. They come into it, and for me, they're so similar in so many ways. They've got the runner up front in Altidore and Jordan Morris, the creative playmaker in behind in Jovinko and Lodero. I'm going to get off the fence though, and I'm going to go with Seattle. My gut says Seattle, because Toronto play three at the back. They've got their wing backs, Justin Morrow and Beitashour, which will tear forward. Jordan Morris looks to go to the left-hand side and tear down into that space that Toronto will afford him. Lodero runs like no other player, and I think he's been the signing in MLS this season. And at the back, they've been solid. Chad Marshall won Defensive Player of the Year in MLS before. And obviously, I haven't even mentioned Ozzy Alonso, who to me is the best defensive midfielder in the league. I'm going to Seattle.
I mean, I'm not going to argue back with you and say that it's not a good call, Kev. It's clearly going to be one or the other. But the reasons that I'm going to go with Toronto is the same reasons why I fancied them to potentially win all the way last year. Is when you have a superstar talent like Giovinco in the squad who has the ability to make space out of a paper bag. You can put him into a minuscule situation and expect this man to come out unscathed with the ball at his feet with opportunity in front of him. It just flows in the Italian veins of his. And he has been a phenomenon. Still don't think he's hit the heights of what he did last season. But he is a superstar talent, and as you mentioned, this is a man who's going to play alongside up top with the likes of Jozy Altidore, who you consistently still heap praise upon, even though I have condemned this action when it comes to the US men's national team. But for Toronto, he's got the scoring bug up top, and he's got the ability to put the ball into the back of the net. I think attacking threat is going to outnumber their defensive lapses in concentration. Again, playing three at the back is always a big risk, especially we've seen in Premier League play. You don't have Antonio Conte at the helm to guide any team with three at the back to success, but I still think that they've just got too much attacking firepower up top, and I see this one going to Canada.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? Canada against the US in this one for a first time. Looking forward to hearing both national anthems. What I will say is, Francis, goals. There will be goals in this game because defensively these sides give up an awful lot of chances. Don't forget, for Seattle, you've got Tyrone Mears, who used to play in the Premier League over with Burnley, and then you've got Jovan Jones, who naturally is a number 10 going forward. So they're your fullbacks for Seattle. And I've already mentioned Toronto give up lots of chances with the formation they play. I think with the firepower on show, we are going to see some goals and some brilliant chances in this game with those two creators, Jovinko and Nico Lodero, who's been brilliant, by the way, for Uruguay in behind Suarez and Cavani. I just think this has the makings to be an epic game. It's just such a shame it's going to be -2 in BMO Field when this game kicks off at 8 p.m. in the evening in Toronto. It really is. This game could have been played in the likes of a New Orleans stadium with 60,000. Instead, it's at BMO Field in -2 degrees. But look, we want to get your opinion on this one, folks. Who takes it? Toronto or Seattle, both playing in their first MLS Cup finals. Let us know what you think here on 120.